Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you so much for being part of the Naked Truth, my really fun passion project. It's all about conversations for women and from women. And you and I have been talking for so long in so many different ways and networking. And I was so excited that you were willing to join us today. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Robin. It's
Excited for you to
truly
share
an
your
honor
story.
to be a part of this. So thank you.
So I'm going to just take a quick minute and I want to share a little bit about you with our viewers so they can see that. And then we'll just hop into it and we'll start talking all about you.
I love
So
it.
that's it. So just to tell everybody out there about Steffani, she is the CEO and founder of Work Bestie, a career empowerment coaching and consulting group. And she is on a mission to empower professionals to find their voice and build confidence in the workplace, which I know so many people need. She has a psychology degree from UCLA and 17 years of HR leadership experience and brings a wealth of knowledge to the role as a career empowerment coach. And so throughout her career, Steffani has made significant contributions to organizational success, from achieving pay equity in a tech company to serving on boards of directors and earning recognition through CEO, client success, and HR awards, really fueling her passion for professional growth. And with all of that, she recently launched Work Bestie, where she's offering one-on-one coaching to support individuals navigating workplace challenges, whether it's salary negotiations or career advancement. And her approach really combines HR expertise with empathy and positivity, and really helping to transform the workplace worries into self-assurance, which I love so much. And so many people could use your help. And Steffani's here today and excited to share her practical strategies for professional growth and hopes to inspire others on their career journeys, which we may not get into all of it today, but if people are interested, we'll put your contact information so they can get a hold of you and talk to you. But today we're going to talk about your journey, and I'm excited to hear about it. So maybe we could just start with, how did you get started? I don't know if you know this, I think you might, that I'm also, other than doing the executive search work that I do, I also coach early career professionals. And I think how people get started is such an interesting topic. So I'd love to hear how you got started, and let's hear it. Let's go from there.
I'm not surprised, Robin, and I'm really glad that there are people out there that have you as a resource. For me personally, how I got it started is I really just took a step back to reflect on where I was in my career. I obviously had accomplished so much, huge milestones, successful rollouts, awards, and even making some of those impossible goals happen, right? And despite all of that, I still felt depleted. Even after taking some time off, I would return to work without feeling that spark of excitement when I got back. And so I actually read a book called The Big Leap. I don't know if you've read that.
No,
If you
I'm really
haven't,
happy to hear about it. I
if
feel
you
like
haven't,
so many women I talk to need this book, so thanks
yes,
for sharing.
if you haven't, it's highly recommended. It's by Hendricks. And ultimately, it really helped me realize that I was operating in my zone of excellence. So, what that means is, and you'll find this in the book if you pick up the book, it actually describes that the zone of excellence as it's the activities that you're highly skilled in, but they don't necessarily bring or spark joy, right? So, I found I was doing the things that I was great at, but they didn't truly energize me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in where you want to be, which is your zone of genius, where in the book it describes this as activities that you are natural at and it brings joy to you. So basically, it's where your work feels natural and fulfilling, and it actually fuels your energy rather than draining it. So for me, that zone of genius was really just empowering and uplifting others. So whether it was my team or the people around me, I knew that's really what I wanted to focus on entirely. So that work and being able to expand it just beyond the four walls of a company is really how Work Bestie was born.
I love it. And you've been doing this for how long now?
We actually launched Work Bestie at the end of August, so it's been a few months.
Amazing. And how's it going?
It's going really well. If you were to ask me just maybe what was the biggest challenge along the way, I would just say it was kind of stepping into the unknown. And I think you know this, Robin, because you've been an entrepreneur for a while. But as a first-time entrepreneur, just seeing a space that's already filled with incredible empowerment coaches already who have been doing this for years, it's easy to fall into that trap of comparison, right? So I found myself looking at their successes and feeling like I needed to start where they were.
Mm.
But I learned that the truth is being the best at what you do has nothing to do with anyone else. It's about really just embracing about what makes you unique. So
Yeah.
no one else can really bring exactly what you bring to the table. And the right people, or what I refer to as your soulmate clients, are out there. They're looking for exactly what you have to offer. They don't need a copy of someone else. They really just need you to show up as you.
It's
So
amazing. I mean, as you know, I've been an independent recruiter for over 25 years. I think I stopped counting. It might actually be closer to 30 now. I stopped counting a little while ago. And it's funny because even after this many years and doing it, it's that imposter syndrome that so many women feel. I feel it all the time. It's like all you have to do is open LinkedIn, and LinkedIn used to be this great place that we could just go to network. And now it feels like another, oftentimes, even though I love LinkedIn, it's like Instagram, where it's like, oh God, look at how great their content is, and look at how great that article is. And I'm not as good. And I think that's one of those things as I talk to women out here, so many women feel that imposter syndrome, and even more so now that we have things like on LinkedIn, right? I don't have as many followers on Instagram. And it is such a massive hurdle for so many women. So I'm so glad you brought that up, because it is, most people, I think, really feel that way. And it holds people back from either becoming the director, becoming the VP, or becoming an entrepreneur, anything they want to accomplish. It really holds people back. When what you said, I think, is the most accurate, which is that connection with the people. So it's either you have that skill and the personality, become the VP of that department, you have the skill or the
yep.
personality to connect with
Mhm.
that individual. There's enough to go around for all of us, and we can lift each other up instead of compete with each other.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I think you touch upon a lot of the things I talk about with clients. I feel like when people have to push through, there's so much fear out there, especially when you're new. My dog he's excited to be on this
Perfect.
call
This
with
is
me.
Make It True. This is the real deal. We're not trying to
He's
hide
excited.
behind
Every
anything.
time I
We
take
have
my hand
dogs. Mine
away,
will start barking. It's fine.
reminds me that I'm not petting him. But I think it's such a thing right now. And I always try to help people say, hey, you know what? You have to do things scared, right? And stop comparing yourself, right? At the end of the day, you really have to focus on not comparing yourself with others. Know that you're on your own path. And doing that and operating with that in mind will really allow you to step fully into what I call my zone of genius, and then also be able to do work that truly lights you up.
So excited to read this book, Zone of Genius.
Yes,
I want
you
to live in my
should.
zone of genius. It
You
sounds
can also
amazing.
get it on audio. So
Well,
that
amazing. Well, so now that you have taken this huge leap, and which I think is the scariest piece of all of this, the biggest risky moment, what advice would you give to your younger self, whether it was younger self a year ago, whether that was younger self earlier in your career, not knowing where all of this would end up, and the
yeah,
pressure you maybe put upon yourself all throughout?
I think that's such a great question, Robin. I think I'd tell her to really just embrace her uniqueness and maybe stop dimming her light to make others comfortable. Don't be afraid to speak up, take risk, and pursue the things that light you up, even if that feels new, intimidating, or scary. Because again, that's really where the real growth happens. And to just know that the things that make you different are also the things that make you powerful.
100%. Nobody wants the replica of the person before or after them. As many hiring managers and people may think they want a replica of themselves, striving for that just seems like somewhat of an impossible feat. So I appreciate that. There are, as I've shared with you, one of my goals in these conversations is to really help other female leaders not feel alone in their journey. I end up talking to so many women in what I do in recruiting over the years that I've been doing this. And no matter how many times I hear either that somebody's a new mom, or and they just feel like all of a sudden they were 100% and now they can't do anything even at 20% of their
Mhm.
capacity. Or they get a little bit older and all of a sudden they have teenagers and ailing parents and they're caught in the sandwich generation. Or they are a single woman who is trying to find a life and doesn't want to be stuck at work until 10 o'clock at night, like some of their counterparts. And so the goal is in these conversations is really to help women understand that their story isn't, it is unique. Everybody's story is unique, but they're not alone. There's a close iteration of somebody's story in other women. And I'm just curious in thinking about all of the women coming behind us and the future female leaders that are coming into the workforce and becoming leaders, what advice would you pass on to them?
Similar to what I shared earlier about just speaking to my younger self is own your power, right? So your voice, your perspective, and your contributions are invaluable. So don't shrink yourself to fit in. It's so important. And again, Robin, this is one of the reasons why I love that you're doing this entire series is it helps people seek out mentors, right? And also to build a stronger network. So definitely support other women along the way. One thing I always like to tell people is that they should always remember that a candle loses nothing when lighting another.
Hmm, that's so true. That's so good. Oh, yeah, that is so true. Yes,
It
I
really
love
is.
that. I love that. It's funny. As I've been listening to you and thinking about this, it's exactly that. There's enough business for everybody. There's enough light for everybody to have. There is enough space for everybody to be successful. And the more we come together and lift each other up, and especially as females, we're just going to be that much more powerful.
Mhm.
And I think also one thing that just dawned on me as you were just talking is, and what I'm learning on this journey that I'm on right now is there are so many cool groups out there for women to, even if it's online, if it's a networking group, if it's on the pickleball court.
Yes.
It's just there's so much out there right now and it's becoming more and more. And I love that it's no longer the time of trying to step on the person next to you to get above. It's about standing next to each other and lifting each other up.
We really need to lift and elevate one another, right? And then also just remember to just be kind to yourself, right? I feel like I meet so many women leaders who are hard on themselves, right? Even being sick. One of my friends, she's in charge of a department and she's been sick and she's like, I want to be in the office. You're sick. Take time to rest. And I told her, I said, what is it? What is the message it gives to your group if you're not feeling well and you're in the office? Are you telling them that when they're not feeling well, they should also be in the office?
It's so true.
So just be kind to yourself. And also, as a leader, I feel like sometimes people are intimidated. They feel like they have to have all the answers. No, it really just means that you have to be flexible and you have to be open to learning and growing as well.
It's so true because I feel like people think you need to have everything to enter into a new job. When in reality, most people don't know everything, and most people are faking it till they make it. And most people are stepping into jobs where they don't know 100% because they haven't been in that job. Everybody has to step into a new job for their first time. And even if they've had the same title, it's always going to be something new because it's a new company, it's a new leadership, it's a new industry, it's a new job. Anything about it could be new. And so nobody's going to know it 100%. And I think it's such a good reminder to people out there that everybody's taking a leap of faith. And some people fake it better than others, and some people appear more confident than others, but everybody is afraid of that moment. And again, it's about recognizing when you're not alone in the stories we tell ourselves.
Absolutely. And I always tell people, even if you're afraid, do it afraid.
So
Do it
many
afraid.
good nuggets in this. Do it afraid. I love it. Light the candle because it's not going to take away from the other, even though you said it so much more eloquently than I did. But it's so many great nuggets in this conversation. And as I promised everybody, I want to keep it short and sweet and concise and get people to just have a little bit of information. And if they want more of your coaching or need that empowerment or need to feel supported at work in a salary negotiation, we'll put your information down below so people can contact you. And
That's
I
awesome.
just so appreciate, I know you're building your business and you're busy, and I'm sure other people will be so appreciative to hear your insight as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin. Again, I can't emphasize enough that I'm so excited about the series that you launched, and I'm so honored to be a part of it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, we will hopefully see more of you soon, and we're always here for you to lift you up too.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks, Robin. Bye.